What is going on, guys? Welcome to the first video in learning C Sharp. My name is QD Yazdani and you guys watching my channel Graywood. Alright, so in this series we begin C Sharp from beginner to advanced levels. So C Sharp is a first class language which is widely used around the world, and you guys can learn it from the total beginners, and then we're going to go all the way to the advanced levels. C Sharp is an excellent choice for developers with moderate to advanced experience with writing code. So as I said, that the C Sharp is a first class language, which means it's very easy to grasp and then to write a code. Right, so without further ado, we're gonna start our learning C Sharp. We're gonna see what C Sharp is. Alright, so we begin with the introduction to C Sharp. We're going to see what actually C Sharp is. So what is C Sharp? So we have a C here and we have a hash here. So you might read it as if you're a total beginner and you haven't seen this one before, you have seen C or C++, you might be wondering that there is a C here and there is a hash here. So but we read it as C Sharp, and I'm going to explain to you guys later on. So at the end of this video, you guys gonna have a very good sound understanding of the C Sharp. You're gonna be explaining what C Sharp is, who created C Sharp, when was the first version of the C Sharp, and what is the current version of the C Sharp, and why we're gonna learn C Sharp. Alright, so C Sharp, as I said, is one of the most widely used general purpose programming languages in the world. It is a multi-paradigm language that combines object-oriented, and I'm going to explain to you guys about object-oriented later on in this course, imperative, declarative, functional, generic, and dynamic programmings. So whatever I said, if it doesn't make sense to you guys, later on is going to make perfect sense, and then at the end of this course you guys going to be able to explain object oriented, you guys be able to explain imperative, declarative, functional, then you're going to be able to explain generic and dynamic programming. C Sharp is one of the programming languages designed for common language infrastructure, or we can call it CLI platform. So what is CLI? CLI is a standard for describing executable code and the environment in which it runs. So C Sharp started at Microsoft in the 1990s. Initially it was called COOL, or COOL, but in 2002 it was renamed C Sharp. So what is the COOL stands for, or you can say it COOL? It's a C-like object-oriented language, and then later on altered the name to prevent the trademark concerns, since the C Sharp is formed within the .NET framework initiative by Microsoft. It provides various integrated development environments, or you can say IDEs, to run C Sharp programs smoothly. As I said to you guys before, that we can write it at the C hash but pronounced as a C Sharp. Now that we know that the C hash is pronounced as the C Sharp, so the C Sharp belongs to the C family of languages like C++ and Java. So the C Sharp has roots in the C family, and the language is close to the other popular languages like C++ and Java. In fact, C Sharp is based in C++ and includes features similar to those of Java. It's a blend between C and C++. C Sharp is commonly used for back-end services, Windows applications, website development, and game development. So C Sharp is recognized by ISO. So what is ISO? ISO stands for International Standardization Organization, or some places they call it the International Organization for Standardization. So whatever you want to call it is called ISO. And ECMA. ECMA stands for European Computer Manufacturers Association. So it means that the C Sharp is free to use. So Microsoft released C Sharp in the year 2000. The first version of the C Sharp was released in 2002. The latest version of the C Sharp 11 was released in November 2022. So at the recording of this video, we have C Sharp 11, and I'm going to show you guys later on in the Microsoft C Sharp versioning system how which version released in which year. So as the recording of this video, as I said before, that we have the C Sharp 11 was released in November 2022. C Sharp is specifically designed for common language infrastructure, or we can call it CLI. C Sharp is built to work with Microsoft's .NET platform. So if you guys haven't seen this one CLI before, our common language infrastructure. So CLI is standard for describing executable code and the environment in which it runs, and it is an open specification developed by Microsoft and is standardized by the International Organization for Standardization. Keep in mind that later on we're gonna explain in depth what is CLI is, and in short, CLI is the ground for creating execution and development environments in which languages and libraries work together continuously. That's called CLI. And as I'm going to explain to you guys this one as well, what is .NET platform? Understanding .NET is essential part of learning C Sharp. So in the next video we're going to learn the .NET. I'm going to explain to you guys what .NET is, and in the third video we're going to learn the CLI. And as I said, that the CLI is the ground for creating execution and development environments in which languages and libraries work together continuously. That's called CLI. And as I said, that currently as a current recording of this video, we have C# 11, which was released in November 2022. Now we're going to go on seeing the versions of the C# in Microsoft website. Alright, so I'm here at the learn.microsoft, that's a Microsoft website, and now we're going to see the history of the C#. As I said to you guys before, that the C# currently, as the recording of this video, we have C# 11. If you guys want to read about the current about the history of the C#, by all means you guys can come here. And as we said, we have a C# 11, and here if you guys look in the left we have C# 12, but I believe that the C# 12 hasn't been released as the recording of this video. So we have at the history, as I said, C# version 11, which is released in November 2022. And you're going to see here that it has a raw strings literal. You're going to see all this here. There's improvements, our bug fixes for the C# 11. That's all here. That's we're going to see here all this list pattern. We're going to see the file local types, required members, whatever we're going to see here, auto default structs. We're going to see here in the later videos that I'm going to explain to you guys. So but now even if I explain, it doesn't going to make sense to you guys. So they're all going to be object oriented topics. So we have here C# 10, which was released in November 2021, and that you're going to see here there's all bug fixes and all the improvements here in C#. C# 10. And when we go down here, C# 9, which was released in November 2020. So C# 9 was released with .NET 5. And what is .NET? As I explained to you guys, .NET is a framework which all the Microsoft languages run. Say for example, C# runs our F#, our ASP.NET is going to run. So ASP.NET is a website version of the Microsoft. So if you guys want to use the internet, or for example making website or whatever you guys need to use the ASP.NET. So now here we have C# 9, which was released in November 2020. So C# 9 was released with .NET 5. It's the default language version for any assembly that targets the .NET 5 release. So here we have we're going to go all the way to here, C# version 8, which was released in September 2019, and you're going to see here all the improvement or bug fixes for C# 9 or C# 8. And now here we're going to see the C# 7.3. and if you guys going to go here all the way to C# 4, and then we're going to see 3, and then we're going to see version as I said to you guys, 1 was released in January 2002. That was the first version of the C# released. And as I said to you guys before, that the actual C# was released in 2000. That's the history. This is the history and version history of the C#. And if you look in here, we don't have a C# 12 at the moment, because C# 12 I believe hasn't been released as the recording of this video. And if you guys want to read about the C#, and you're going to see here that I believe that C# 12 it doesn't have the release date yet. So we are going to see the C# 11. So you guys is going to see here that Microsoft just introducing this language, And if you look in here that the C# 11 is already released, and if you click this one, you can C# 11, you guys going to see here that if you want to read all about C# 11, it's all written here. As I said to you guys before, you can read here is and then if you look in here, you can download the latest Visual Studio 2022 here. But before going to Visual Studio, we need to understand .NET. What is .NET actually? And that I'm going to explain to you guys in the next videos. We're going to see what is .NET, what is CLI, what is CLR, what is IL. You guys need to understand all these, but I recommend you guys understand all this before we can continue about the downloading the Visual Studio. And that, as I said, and the Visual Studio is the default for the C#. So what is the Visual Studio? Visual Studio is IDE for the C# that we're going to develop. So Microsoft recommends that you guys use the Visual Studio, whatever version of the Visual Studio you guys want to use. You can use it for developing C# and developing games or something like that. So keep in mind that the C# is very popular with the games, especially for the Unity, which is the free, and you guys can download the .NET if you guys want how to make it games. And almost and C# is very popular with the gaming industry if you guys want to develop games. So if you guys want to download the .NET, you can download here and you can read it here. So as I said to you guys, in the next video we're going to go on the .NET. What is we need to understand what .NET is. Then we're going to go on CLI and CLR, and we're going to understand the IL. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Growywood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.